Right now, Tuyen is getting everything ready to take all of you down to hunt for seafood together with him and the older uncles. On this shift, we have Brother Hai, along with Brother Din and Brother Tu. Our uncles are riding on Tuyen. And currently, Brother Din is expertly guiding the boat to the exact location so our uncles can begin their dive. And here we are. We have finally arrived. Now Tuyen warmly invites all of you, our dear viewers, to dive into this underwater seafood garden with him and his uncles at Tak Tan Island. This place is about 300 nautical miles from Phu Quai Island, which is roughly over 900 kilometers away. Now then, let us dive into the deep together, down by the reef. The water is incredibly pristine, almost more transparent than An Achmer. Today, the brothers are diving in relatively shallow waters, so it won't be too dark. Going down in this specific area is only about 10 to 10 meters deep, which means it is just a short distance from the surface. And now Tuyen has touched the ocean floor. He is fully prepared to hunt for the ocean's hidden gifts with his brothers. We truly hope that this shift brings in a bountiful harvest for the crew. This net here is what Tuyen uses to lift the heavy seafood up to the surface. When it gets full, it might gently brush against those beautiful corals over there. Now Tuyen invites everyone to explore this underwater world with him, where he has just spotted a slipper lobster for the first time today. These little lobsters usually hide quietly beneath the rocky ledges in the reef. However, this one is a bit too small, so Tuyen decides to let it go. When they are too small, Tuyen absolutely refuses to take them away from their natural home. Moving over to this spot, Tuyen discovers a stunning red spotted grouper hiding in the shadows. This one has some solid weight to it, and Tuyen has successfully caught it. Out here in Truong Sa, the brothers are very selective, only taking specific fish that traders will actually buy. They never just catch everything in their path. They deeply respect the ocean. This particular fish is quite large, and right over here, Tuyen comes across a strange creature. What could this be? It turns out to be a large sea snail, though Tuyen initially thought it was just a rock resting on the bottom. Its color blends in so perfectly with the ocean floor that it is almost invisible. You really have to admit that the Truong Sa region is something truly special, everyone. The coral reefs here are breathtakingly beautiful, shining vibrantly in the water. It is almost impossible to describe in words just how stunning it is. It is pure magic. Tuyen could swim around here forever without ever getting tired of this mesmerizing view. Look at these two moving cowfish. They are quite large and fascinating to watch. If they were back at Phuket Island, the brothers would have caught them without hesitation. But here, in Truong Sa, the crew leaves them be. Even if you catch them, the boat wouldn't have enough space to transport them. There are so many sea anemones here, countless numbers of them, but they leave them alone. There are just so many. Down in this area, there is an large grouper, also known as an snakehead grouper, and Tuyen has managed to secure it. These fish, when brought back, traders might buy for muay lam, hai muay, or even ba muay, depending on its quality and size. Over here, Tuyen spots something else. What is this creature? He isn't quite sure what it is at first glance, so he takes a closer look to understand. It turns out to be a black moray eel. This is the elusive black moray, and some of these creatures can live for a very long time, sometimes growing to weigh over 10 or even 20 kilograms. Let's see if Tuyen can safely catch this magnificent beast. He has caught it, but it is still struggling, putting up quite a fight. The black moray is incredibly strong. If you aren't experienced, it will slip away in an instant. Tuyen is trying his best to secure it, but with only one prong it is quite difficult. If he had used two prongs, it would have been firmly caught by now. He manages to place this large eel into the net, bringing his struggle to an end. Out here in Truong Sa, eating a large moray eel can sometimes cause food poisoning. Therefore, when people buy seafood from Truong Sa, they usually choose the smaller ones to be completely safe. In Truong Sa, it is common not to see giant clams at all, but when you do, they often appear in pairs just like this. In this spot, nature has gifted us two giant clams, and some places have enormous ones that easily weigh up to 9 kilograms. However, these clams are unprotected species, so Tu Yen absolutely will not harvest them from the sea. He only films them to show their beauty, reminding everyone that we should eat or catch them under any circumstance. We must preserve them. Otherwise, they will face tragic extinction. This part of the coral reef is also a perfect hiding spot for the dangerous stonefish. When you go diving and see this kind of landscape, it is truly mesmerizing everyone. The raw beauty of the ocean floor is simply magnificent. And here is yet another giant clam resting peacefully in the sand. It is completely wild, yet it sits open as if someone carefully placed it there to be raised. It is definitely a wonder of nature. And now Tuyen has successfully caught a beautiful speckled grouper. This spotted grouper is something Tu Yen always mentions, noting how incredibly fast and agile they are. Families back home love to marinate this fish with onions, fry it with spices, and it tastes amazing. Here is another type of grouper. You have to be very quick to catch this one, but Tu Yen's experience shines through as he secures it. This fish is valued at around the Muoy hanging per kilogram, making it a great find. This means the whole catch is worth over Sangyin when brought to the surface. And he finds a few more of those moving cowfish, also known as horned cowfish. Look at them, each one weighing well over a kilogram. They look like a great catch, but again, he leaves them behind in their home. By this time, it seems the brothers have finished their first exhausting dive shift. To be completely honest, out here in the unforgiving waters of Truong Sa, it isn't always a guarantee that you will find a diverse range of seafood waiting for you. Tu Yen is filming these details, so you can truly understand the reality of this life. The harsh diving profession for these young men is demanding. For example, Tu Yen spent 2.5 hours underwater and only managed to catch a handful of fish. There are heartbreaking times when they dive into the cold depths and don't encounter a single fish during their entire shift. This often happens if another boat has recently swept through the area. During this particular shift, Tu Yen spent exactly 2 grueling hours below and only filmed a few catches before finishing his turn. He has now come up from his shift. Now it is time to try some food and regain energy. Preparing for the next few shifts. In this video, Tu Yen will guide you through the third shift. But first, they must eat during this break. Now the brothers are getting ready to dive for another demanding shift. While others return to rest, here is the warm rice cooker, waiting for the fried fish, which they will soon enjoy. Afterwards, the brothers will gather for their hard-earned meal. The water they use is quite warm, which helps soothe their tired bodies, and the leftover seafood makes for a decent, humble meal that everyone appreciates. What time is it now? Is it Muoy or Muoy o'clock? Right now, it is actually Muoy midnight, and the brothers are finally getting some much-needed sleep. This late-night meal features the special spotted grouper, which they enjoy, with a side of fresh basil. After finishing this meal, the brothers will prepare. To dive for the next shift, in this video, Tu Yen will bring the camera down to capture the third shift for everyone to see. This triggerfish here is incredibly firm and tough. It might not look very fatty, but it is actually quite delicious. Now, let's join the crew for this late night meal. There we go. After eating, the brothers will lie down for a short, precious rest. Sleep isn't always easy.
Rồi ăn xong vét này thì mới đem lại lần thằng bè. Video này thì sẽ mang xuống để quay thằng bè nối tiếp cho cả nhà mình xem. Còn cái tè bè này nó cứng cót luôn. Để dịp để ha. Không béo mà em cũng không.
out here on the ocean. On a small, open canoe like this one, there is no proper roof, so the biting wind makes it much colder, compared to the mothership Truyen usually travels on. Everyone. When Truyen and his brothers were closer to Fuquai Island, the canoes have roofs, and are much larger than this small vessel. This really shows the extreme hardships these divers face every single day. The brothers truly believe that to earn ang, living out here in the unforgiving sea is never an easy task for anyone to endure. It is true for almost any profession, but the ocean demands so much more from you, alright? They will rest for about muy minutes before continuing. Truyen will also lie down to catch his breath for a moment. Later, he will continue narrating, comparing the previous shift with the one he is about to film for everyone to see. This tiny corner is where they rest their tired bodies. It's okay, everyone. Waiting to head down into the Truong Sa waters to catch more seafood. For this shift, Brother Hai will stay up on the surface. He takes on the exhausting task of steering the boat against the waves. After each shift, they rotate, taking turns to steer the boat. The first shift was Brother Din, the second was Brother Tu, and the third is Brother Hai. Meanwhile, Truyen dives continuously beneath the waves, pushing through 3 consecutive shifts just to capture this raw footage for all of you watching at home to experience this life. The water here is fairly shallow, so he reaches the bottom quite quickly. As soon as he descends, Truyen spots unboiled cowfish resting on the sand. He catches this cowfish mainly to boil for their own breakfast, because selling it wouldn't bring in much money at all. Actually, Truyen decides to leave this one behind as well, respecting its life. In this specific area, there are a few blue tang fish swimming around. When you look at the ocean through Truyen's Siamera, the screen might seem small and dark to you, but Truyen promises that up on the canoe these fish look massive. If only he had something to measure them against, you could truly picture their true size. The Siamera really doesn't do justice to how big they are. He leaves this one too. Wow. In this spot, Truyen encounters a beautiful parrotfish. With its vibrant diagonal stripes, you really have to admire the brilliant, glowing colors down here, and how the coral reef adds so many rich hues to the underwater scene. It makes the footage look incredibly beautiful. These striped parrotfish are actually quite large. They are definitely not small by any means. However, the brothers don't catch these either, because the traders simply won't buy them when they bring them back, everyone. And here is Onhan, large fish, unbeak grouper. Sometimes they gather in large numbers, with each one weighing around 2 kilograms. In a single shift, they might catch dozens of them at once, bringing in hundreds of kilos, which is completely normal here, everyone. But when they aren't schooling, it takes a long time just to find one solitary fish. When they do find them, the brothers are deeply thrilled. You can imagine, this particular one looks to be well over NH kilogram, maybe even heavier. This is the first significant catch of this shift, and over here is on purple cowfish. He won't be catching this one either. There are quite a few of them down here. The reason is that traders only buy them for about 1 kilogram. The brothers prefer to save their limited energy to hunt for more valuable species. Truthfully, diving in the Truong Sa area doesn't yield as much fish as diving near Fuquai. Here is an queen conch moving slowly along the seabed. These conches mainly live in shallow waters, usually around most to high meters, or up to lam to bay meters deep at most. In deeper waters, they are very rare. Today, Truyen happens to spot an cuttlefish right here. Can you see it? Hiding in the open. Cuttlefish appear quite early in the Truong Sa waters during the season. Oh no! It just darted away! Let Truyen try to stop it if he can. He has been swimming for a while now. And seafood has been very scarce, so it would be a heartbreaking shame to lose this one. He will try his best to catch it no matter what. This cuttlefish is worth several 100,000 dong. It's hiding right here in this spot. There, Thuyen has finally managed to catch it. With one strike, it changes color and loses its strength. This one probably weighs more than half kilograms, which is quite a large catch. It looks like an female cuttlefish. Thuyen always feels on surge of excitement when he catches large cuttlefish like this. And now, it is time for Thuyen to head back up to the surface. After 2 half-grueling hours of diving in the cold ocean, some of you might think Thuyen is just filming random, empty moments, wondering why he even includes these seemingly pointless scenes. But the truth is, Thuyen intentionally films every single ship, whether he catches something or nothing at all, so you can see the unvarnished reality. Honestly, in many videos you watch online where the boats are overflowing with endless seafood, creators often edit together only the most successful nights to post for their audience. But for Thuyen, no matter the outcome, whether there is uncatch or not, he shares it all to help you truly understand. The life of a diver is far from simple or easy. It is not as magical as jumping into the water and instantly finding seafood everywhere. Take this shift for example. Truthfully, one person might not even make 1,000,000 dong for their exhausting effort. Some don't even reach that small amount. Thuyen himself only made about hangin to bangin dong after spending 2.5 hours submerged in the deep. That is a very long time underwater, everyone. As you can see, even though the coral reefs are breathtaking, the fish are incredibly sparse. This is because another diving boat had already swept through this exact area just a few days prior. Consequently, the seafood has been severely depleted, leaving little behind. Alright, the night shifts are finally over, and everyone is back up on the boat, leaving the cold, dark depths behind. Waiting for the catch right here. Now it's time to rinse off. Time to wash with precious fresh water. Uncle Ha just caught a hammerhead fish, which is on rare side. Alright, after cleaning up, the brothers will speed back to the mothership to unload their hard-earned cargo. Here we are at the spot where Uncle Ha is finally resting. Tomorrow night, in the next episode, Brother Quiet will go down to replace Uncle Ha in the water. Uncle Ha will get a full, well-deserved night's rest. This means the brothers rotate, allowing 2 people to rest each night to survive this ordeal. After resting tonight, they will be back in the unforgiving water tomorrow. So this challenging shift yielded this basket of seafood. Tomorrow night, there will be another exciting diving video. With Kanuhai, featuring Thuyen and his resilient brothers. But for now, the weary crew is heading back to the large mothership to unload today's precious catch. Over in the distance, you can see Canoe Mott also heading back to the mothership to transfer their haul. The canoe is merely a small vessel used for the actual diving and hunting, before bringing the seafood back to the mothership to be salted and stored safely. Alright, time to head back to the big ship before dawn breaks. When the brothers return, the sky is already beginning to brighten. In this area, they have found some sweet lips fish, which aren't yet in season back at Phu Quai. After boarding the mothership, After that, they will bathe and rest if there is any time left to eat. Here, this is unshared. Moment of camaraderie with Uncle Ha. A moment of quiet reflection. This is the catch. From canoe mat. The crew is working together to handle every single fish with care. When the brothers are finally done, they clean everything up but sitting down. Is on-ice luxury they barely have time for in this relentless cycle. After the deck is washed and cleared, the brothers will pack the fish with salt in the hold to keep them fresh. These fish will be chilled with crushed ice. This is the hard-won yield from tonight. Sweetlips and groupers. Down below, Brother Bao is currently shoveling ice to prepare the hold. As the brothers haul the fish up, they arrange them carefully below deck, up here at the front of the ship. Once the cleaning is completely done, the brothers will finally take their baths. This small, humble space is where they wash off the salt, sweat, and exhaustion. During the first few days, they store the fish incredibly carefully to prevent spoiling. An grueling trip like this lasts about 1 to 2 long nights. Then they salt them. After the salting is done, and the heavy gear is packed away, the brothers have finally completed their heavy lifting. They eat, drink, and rest their aching bodies. These are the strings they use to hang the fish up to dry under the sun, like this. When dried perfectly, these fish can sell for 4 to 5 dong per kilogram. Tonight, all 3 canoes combined only brought in an miga, few dozen fish. Tomorrow they will bathe and use their limited fresh water very carefully. Generally, after eating and drinking, and taking a quick bath, they will have their meals together as a family. Tonight marks the second night of intense work for the brothers, making it 4 days away from their loved ones. It took 2 long days and 2 nights just to sail across the ocean to this island. Combined with 2 nights of relentless work, they have been out here battling the elements for 4 days. They are currently stationed near Truong Island. Everything is finally done for the day. Back here in the kitchen, the ship's dedicated cook is preparing fish for their meal. These are the triggerfish meant to nourish them for this morning's breakfast. They need at least 4 large fish to feed the more hungry crew members. To have enough for everyone, 4 is the absolute bare minimum, and this is the precious catch for this evening, filling an entire large tray. It weighs well over 10 kilograms. The cook has already prepared the rice and cooked the fish to perfection. Over here, Friend Tran is preparing the appetizers for this morning. What could it be to lift their spirits? Pork stomach with fresh herbs and beautifully fried fish with onions.
mổ để như thế này rồi phơi.
Life at sea is incredibly hard and unforgiving, but these meals are unprofound comfort to the soul. They get to eat the freshest food imaginable, right from the ocean. And back here is the simple bathing area. Well, perhaps Thuyen's heartfelt video should come to an end right here for today. He will continue to deeply document this journey, exploring the vast Truong Sa waters to see these raw human stories. With all of you waiting at home, there will be many more fascinating and humbling stories in the upcoming episodes. He hopes you will continue to support him as he shares the realities of diving and protecting sovereignty in Truong Sa. For now, Thuyen sincerely thanks all the uncles, aunts, brothers and sisters for their unwavering love and support. Don't forget to like, subscribe to ODV channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. For now, Thuyen wishes you all a peaceful and deeply restful night's sleep. We will see you all in the next emotional diving adventure out here in Truong Sa. Goodbye, and may the ocean always bring you peace.
Rồi sau rồi. Rồi còn ở sau nhà bếp này thì bác Khai sẽ làm